Hello, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space program. My name is WWDadmin, but you already know that, and we are taking a look at what's new in the update that came out today. Well, today when I'm recording this, yesterday when you're seeing this, I guess. I'm going to upload that on Friday. Whatever. Either way, Kerbal Space Program 1.6, there is a huge update on a whole lot of stuff. I'm going to close this changelog thing, and we're just going to go ahead and load into I guess the last sandbox history hype. Confirm, are you sure you want to continue following vessels have problems? Then how about start a new one? 1.6 hype, I guess. Sandbox. I still want my flag though, thank you. So, thanks. First of all, the game is currently on the KSC, like, screen, running at 108 frames per second. So, yeah. I have not seen this game run at above 60 at many points in time, even with just stock. Also, bunch of new parts. That one not being one, because that's of course from the making history thing. But I just want something to attach stuff to. So this is the new Mark II lander can. One being more of the view of like what it used to be, and the other one being a more rectangular, bus-shaped thing. I don't know. I think it looks cool. Also, we have... we already had this, I think, last time. The skins for that. So that's that. Stuff like this now has more of a glittery surface. That's from the last update though. So the metallic look on all of these is from the last update. But they look a whole lot better. Like all of them do. Like this is actually reflecting and stuff. Looks a whole lot better. That without mods is actually pretty nice to have. Yeah, as I think I already told you that by now you can actually make the command seat used. No, don't switch over. See, that works really fast. The command seat, external command seat, can be crewed now without a problem. Without the mod, but that's from the last update, or like the one before that. But I didn't make one of these for a long time, so I'm just going to also point out a few of the older things. What is definitely new in this update though, engines. They've reworked literally all the engines pretty much that had old designs. Like this is the Spark, the very small engine. You can make that without that shroud thing, and you can make that without that. So that looks a whole lot better in my opinion than the old one. The side one still looks the same, but that didn't look bad in any way, so that's fine. Those are the same. Okay. That's the big engine that is the F1, like the what's it called? Saturn V rocket first stage engine that has been in with the thing for a long time now. They haven't reworked the SLS parts yet to have alternate modes, but the Terrier, the LV909, now has alternate versions. And also looks a whole lot sleeker than the version that we had before. Also a whole lot more realistic with the wide nozzle for a vacuum engine compared to what it looked like before, where it had like a really small nozzle. Because the narrow nozzle stuff is actually more like something that you put on an atmospheric engine, and then the engines that go for outside the atmosphere for vacuum have really large nozzles, like this one. This is the Wolfhound. Also has 2 modes, nicely enough. The Skiff is of course already been in for a while. Cheetah, yeah, those are the DLC things. And this is the new Poodle. This is now a double engine. Also with more of a vacuum engine kind of look than the long nozzles of the non-vacuum engines. Like, those are more narrow and longer, and those are way wider. Same with like these two. Come on, you see the difference, right? So they look a whole lot more realistic now, which is really cool. Did they actually change this? The Bobcat? I might be misremembering what that looked like though. Oh yeah, I was thinking about this one. The engine for the Soyuz boosters. So yeah, those are the same, that is the same, the Vector is still the same, the Mammoth is still the same. Yeah, those are the same, but that all looks a whole lot more better and sleeker and nicer. The adapters have also been changed, so they can be changed to the Russian style with the orange and olive green colored things. Those can now have orange stripes at least. Those also can have orange stripes. Looks good. Looks good in my opinion. All of these panels can of course have the metallic look. If you look at this, this can be white, this can be dark, this can be golden with the metallic. And this can be silver, also with the metallic reflection thing going on. That's structural stuff. Structural fairings, like fuselages, tubes. You can kind of use that as an interstage fairing kind of thing, probably. The tri-coupler has been redesigned and has some new versions. So like that looks a whole lot better in my opinion. Especially with the option of doing the different styles. Same with the bicoupler, which now can have the 2 other styles, and the other bicoupler as well as this quadcoupler, all now having the option for pure white and Soyuz style. Yeah, and this tri-coupler and this quad coupler. Yeah. For fuel tanks, I can say these now have fuel, apart from having these design choices. So you now have fuel carrying adapters, which is a whole lot more, like more reasonable than not having that. All of these have the same things. The only thing that doesn't change is the color for the SLS and Saturn V parts. Those still stay in the standard black and white look there. I mean, other than these parts, which are like in between this and no, actually those are the old orange tanks. So that's that kind of part where the mainsail and the stuff would fit under it. Yeah. So that's the structural. Also, there's engine plates. Those have been in ever since the DLC, and those have not changed as far as I know. Yeah, fairings haven't changed. Aerodynamics, the nose cones. I think those have redesigns in this version. So, like, they can now have the alternate versions. Yeah, those definitely are redesigns, because I've never seen this without the blue dot on top. Looks a whole lot better this way. The whole a whole lot more streamlined and a whole lot less of a mess of different parts. Like, these look like they should fit together now. Wheels and landing gear, I think those are fine. What has been addressed has, I think at least from what I've seen, is the issue with stuff jumping off of its legs when you load in. Also, performance has been addressed, since I am currently in here playing this at over, like, way over 120 or 130 FPS. If you like, if we open up something, yeah, don't save that. Something that's really big. Do we have anything that's really big? Nah, not really. But yeah, if I just really quickly make a new thing, don't save that. And say, like, put a Mark III command pod on there, and some parachute. And then, I don't know, a decoupler. That should be size 3/4. Good. And then we need this. Just to show off the new engine, we're going to put the Poodle under that, which should still be fine with a decoupler, size 4, like that. Yeah, that works fine. And then some adapter work, like, I don't know. That's the wrong one. That's also the wrong one. That's also the wrong one. Where's the bigger couplers? Like, two even bigger stuff. That one was the SLS coupler, which also has fuel now. And those are the SLS parts. I'm going to go a little bit overboard with this and for a moment here. And say, I'm gonna make this have like a bunch of outliers here. Which also all have a bunch of these tanks. SLS tanks, yeah. This seems a whole lot more responsive already. Like, if I tried that on 1.5 or 1.4 or 1.3, I would have gotten some sort of lag there. Struts here to here. Like, this is completely responsive, still over 60 FPS. Like, there's no way this is... Really? What? Excuse me? What did I just do? I thought I clicked there and then there, but apparently I didn't. No. Stop being dumb. I click here and then here. Wait, I can't click here anymore to kill. Aww. That's dumb. Can't click on the other side anymore to make it go to there. Okay, I guess that's fine. Just need to know about that beforehand. Those are actually the next bigger tanks, right? Because those are S4, S3, yeah. Whatever. Just to show you that this improved performance, I'm going to put a bunch of these on here. I just want one in there. Now we're getting to sub 60 FPS territory, but it's still responsive. Like, really responsive. Also, it shot back up to 50. So, yeah, this is a whole lot better, just judging by that. What I also wanted to do is go from this. That's the wrong one. Adapters. Yeah. Hold Alt. And on top of that, one of these, and on top of that, the aerodynamic nose cone. You should also be pure white, black and white, black and white, black and white. Yeah, that looks good. Since we can't change the colors of these yet. I'm pretty sure that will eventually also be a thing. Now, also, did they fix the staging, the automatic? Yes! Huh, you wouldn't believe it. Also, you might have noticed something on over here. That's Delta V readouts. Yes, we have our very own Kerbal Engineer Redux just built into this. So we can do sea level, we can do at certain altitude or in vacuum. We can do Kerbin or any other body on the in the entire system. So this is literally the same as Kerbal Engineer, and I love that that's finally in the game per definition. Like, we can just completely ignore the hovering window that we had here and just have this come up whenever I need it. We can also display delta V values. We can have ISP values, thrust to weight ratio, starting mass and end mass, burn time. Everything can be just completely on here and work. Also, just because I want this to not burn out weirdly, really quickly puts on some fuel lines from here to here and from here to here. That works. And now we launch this thing and see how well that burns. Now, of course, that means my completely reusable space program that's coming after the current KSP series. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I'm currently playing at 40 FPS, which is... This loading was a whole lot faster. We can have all of this. Show all. In here. We don't need Kerbal Engineer anymore, basically. Burn time, thrust, I need thrust to weight. So we've got a burn time of 99 seconds on this stage. With a thrust to weight of 2.3. ISP, I don't need to see that. And a delta V of 4,540 meters per second. So basically we get to orbit with that. Then we stage, have another 1,000 meters per second on the poodle with 220 seconds of thrust. And then we come back. Now we can just have that hover like this and always have our readouts. The only thing, I'm still going to install Kerbal Engineer Redux to have the overlays up here because I like those a whole lot more. And they also have radar altitude readouts, which I don't have here. Either way, do you see how responsive that is? That's ridiculous. Hide all. And we... if I go all the way up here, I see my delta V again. So this is one more reason to have the readouts for the things here. But yeah, I don't see any problem with the performance. This is still running at playable frame rate. Which I wouldn't expect from the game on any of the other versions. At this point. Like, I expect subpar performance here. And that's even with the hyper... like with the effects on the stuff for being past speed of sound. So it's hypersonic. That's what I wanted to say. So yeah, it's nice to have this now. It would be nice if they just put like the thing that we have usually with the Kerbal Engineer in here. Like, give me a total and stage by stage delta V readout there. But that would probably just be a rip-off of the actual thing. Also, my apoapsis altitudes and stuff, I still want to have that on the screen there, so... I'm eventually still going to reinstall the engineer. But it's nice to have delta V readouts in-game per definition, per yeah. Like from the start, without any problems. Don't think they changed anything much about the look of the engine exhausts. That should be pretty much stock exhausts. Of course, this doesn't have real plumes installed, so these stay the same throughout the entire atmosphere and outside of it. But yeah, we're still at playable frame rates. Usually with such a big ship, like a lot of engines firing, a lot of re-entry effects, I'd expect a whole lot more weird stuff happening on the frame rate part. Either way, we're just going to do this real quick. And then do this. And hold retrograde. And speed up a bit. Because I don't want to actually go anywhere. I just want to show you another thing. The last feature that I want to show you, and that's actually a feature we used to have mods for as well. Like, I have a mod installed in the current playthrough that does something like that. We're landing on land. We're landing on the shores, right about there. Also, this is on safe deploy anyway, so this is fine. Yeah, right about there. Now we're in the territory of stuff exploding. Including the frame rate. Because that's, what's exploding that hard? Whatever. Yeah. A very sedate 8 meters a second. As per usual. As you see, 0 meters a second. I can open up individual stages like this as well. Controls are pretty neat on this actually. And now Jebediah is going to go in EVA. We of course already know the personal parachute system. What we don't know yet Jebediah Kerman without a helmet on Kerbin. Without mods. He can breathe underwater, by the way. Because he doesn't need his helmet underwater. I don't know what's up with his eyes glitching out, by the way. That's a bit weird, but yeah. You can now remove the helmets of a Kerbal. You can also equip and unequip the neck ring, and you can re-equip the entire helmet. So that's cool. Take a surface sample. It appears to dramatically increase the surface humidity. Yeah, we know that. Either way, so yeah, that usually needed something else as well. Also, of course, the suits have been redesigned in the last update, so that looks a whole lot more sleek. We could also use one of the other versions, but yeah, have the neck ring or not, and everything, and the yeah, it just looks a whole lot better to have Kerbals not wear helmets on Kerbin. And I like that that's now possible within the game without having to install mods. Either way. So, that's all the new stuff, I think, in the new Kerbal Space Program update. It's been a while since we've done one of these. And I sure enjoyed doing one again. And I sure am looking forward to modding the hell out of this install. Or actually, a copy of this install, since this is the Steam install. And I'm not modding the Steam install because updates break mods. Either way, as soon as we are done with Command Seat only, we are moving to this version of Kerbal Space Program instead of 1.5.1. And we're using the mods that I got for that as well there. Because, yeah. Reusable Space Program career mode. And I'm pretty much gonna go everywhere in the entire Kerbal system without ever spending a stage. So we're going to land everything we ever launch, except for satellites, back on Kerbin. Yeah. But that after we are actually done. Other than this, there's nothing new going on in here. The planets still look awesome. Nothing changed. It's weird to see Eve without clouds after playing with environmental visual enhancements so much. But yeah, I will see you in the next episode of Kerbal Space Program for the continuation of the Command Seat only career. Until then, leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more, and until next time, I'm WWDadmin. Bye.